I'm going to call the meeting to order. If everybody could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The invocation by Pastor Helene Walker of the Realistic Ministries Church.
Amen. God bless you all. I'm honored. First of all, I want to say thanks, and I'm honored to be here. This is my first time. I'm here, part of the Lincoln Park Ministerial Alliance. And I just want to thank you, God. You are truly a wonderful God. We've been hearing about a lot of things, but we're hearing well in the midst of the things that's going on. We want to thank you for the past mayor, Michael Higgins. We want to thank you for the new mayor, Marion Tobin. We're sure she's going to do a good job. And Father God, I believe that you are the one that ordained all things and everything. And I want to thank you, God, for I consider you as a part of this council to lead and guide each and every one of these council people so that they can do a great job, a pleasing job. We thank you, God. And even when they do their best, we still need you. There's a lot going on out there behind these walls. People are sick. People are dying. There's trouble in this Lincoln Park area as it is everywhere. But when we put you first, when you have a council that's really to say, God and praying to you is welcome, I know you're going to bless and smile on us. So we thank you as we come into the end of 2024, going into 2025. And I'm asking God that you overshower these people with your wisdom, your knowledge, and your know-how in order for them to do a great job, as I know they will do. So, Father God, we just want to say thank you right now. And I pray that you also bless their families. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Clerk, will you call the roll?
Certainly. Councilpersons Bear,
Here.
Dupre,
Here.
Nichols,
Here.
Ross, here, Salcido,
Here.
Zor,
Here.
and Mayor Tobin.
Here. Well, I'm just going to say a few words. I'm really happy to be here. My first meeting, so please, everybody, bear with me. I've had an extremely rewarding first couple of weeks. It's been very interesting. I've had opportunity to meet with a few of the local mayors, some other officials, and everybody's been extremely kind, extremely genuinely nice. And I look forward to working with different agencies and working together to bring better things and better opportunities to Lincoln Park. I was delighted to work with Santa and cut the ribbon to Fantasyland. That was a lot of fun. I want to mention Debbie Van Cleve and Sharon King and Tom Carnes, the CFO of the Chamber of Commerce, and all the hard work and all the volunteers that worked exceptionally hard this year to open Fantasyland on time with the shortened time that they had because of the election this year. Celebrating 61 years at Fantasyland, which is quite a remarkable thing to have happen. So thank you everybody that was involved with that. Also, a large shout out to the Lincoln Park Goodfellows. You might have noticed all the kids and the volunteers out this past weekend on just about every street corner in Lincoln Park, getting money for kids that are less fortunate this year so everybody can have a good Christmas. I sat in my window here and watched a girl on the corner of Fort Park and Southfield. She had a little Hello Kitty backpack on, and she danced all day long and just was collecting money and having the best time. And it rained on her and it snowed on her. She didn't care. She just had a good time for what she was doing for our local kids. So I just want to say thank you to them all. And our tree lighting was this Saturday, and it was very nice. You might have noticed a different setup this year. The lights are all down Southfield from the library past the museum. I want to thank Brandon from the DDA and Stephanie, our event coordinator. And I want to give a shout out to Leslie Lynch Wilson, from the chairperson from the DDA, for her hard work on getting this all done on time. It was a lot of fun. We found a lighting company right here in Lincoln Park called Glow Wizards, and they worked real hard to get this done on time for us. So thank you, Glow Wizards. I just also want to thank the Excel Club, the DECA from the Lincoln Park High School and Lincoln Park Exchange Club for volunteering during the inauguration, and to Frank and Darren for playing music before and after, and just want to congratulate all the elected officials, and guess what, guys? It's time to get to work. So with that, let's start the council meeting.
Mayor Tobin, I am truly sorry, but feeling embarrassed. I did get a prayer request from Councilman Eric Zor, and he wanted prayer for retired officer St. Angelo. So just in your minds, include him in the prayer as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Page 6.
Okay, so we're going to move on now to the consent agenda. Be it resolved that the following items listed under the consent agenda be approved as presented to the mayor and council. A, approve minutes, regular meeting, November 25th, 2024. Approve accounts and claims payable. Approve renewal 2024 UADL. Attend training, event coordinator. Renewal annual MDOT permit. Set public hearing CBDG.
I'll move.
Support.
All in favor?
No. Councilpersons Ross? Yes. Bear?
Yes.
Dupre? Yes. Nichols?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Soar?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, be it resolved that the results of the general election held under the date of Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, be accepted as certified by the Wayne County Board of Canvassers on November 19th, 2024. Be it further resolved that the following results be recorded as follows. Mayor Maureen Tobin, 7,239. Michael Higgins, 6,565. City Clerk Carrie Kerr, 10,662. Treasurer Patricia Luca, 10,450. City Council Carlos Salcido, 6,703. Lillian Ross, 6,595. Tracy Dupree, 6,462. Jason Bear, 5,214. Eric Zor, 5,153. Jason Nichols, 5,075. Euless E. Jones, 3,938. Per the recommendation of the city clerk.
I'll move. Support. Councilpersons Ross? Yes. Dupre? Yes. Bear?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Whereas the Lincoln Park Charter, Chapter 5, Section 5 states, council members' meeting time and place. In addition to all of the regular meetings, the charter provided, the council shall fix the time and place of its regular meetings each December and shall hold at least 2 regular meetings each month. Amended November 3rd, 2009, May 2nd, 2023. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the council does hereby set the 2025 council meeting dates as the second and fourth Monday of each month at 7 p.m., with the exception of May 26, 2025, Memorial Day, which shall be moved to Tuesday, May 27, 2025.
Move.
Support.
Resolved, the council...
Wait, I have to call the roll.
Why are you
sorry.
looking at me?
Because usually you ask me to call the roll.
Clerk, call the roll.
Thank you. Councilpersons Nichols?
Yes.
Ross? Yes. Bear?
Yes.
Dupre? Yes. Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolved that Councilwoman Tracy Dupre is hereby appointed as ex officio member of the Planning Commission, term to expire November 2026.
I'll move.
Support.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Ross?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre? Yes. Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes. Resolved that Councilwoman Lillian Ross is hereby appointed ex officio member of the Zoning Board of Appeals, term to expire November 2026.
Move.
Support.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Nichols?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolved that Councilman Eric Zor is hereby appointed ex officio member of the Police and Fire Retirement Commission, term to expire November 2026.
So moved.
Support.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Dupre?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolved that pursuant to previously established liaison positions, the council members shall serve in the following positions until the end of their respective terms in November 2026.
So the first thing you're going to have to do is decide who's going to take which position. So as the mayor, you get the first choice on which department head you want to liaise with.
I would like to liaison with the DPS department.
Councilperson Salcido?
Parks and Rec.
Okay. Councilwoman Ross?
Finance.
Councilwoman Dupre?
Building.
Councilman Bear?
Library Commission?
Well, it's not the commission, it would be, and that's not one of the department head positions. Parks and Rec, this is which finance,
CDBG.
CDBG, okay. Zor,
School Board.
that's not on there. Police and Fire,
Assessor.
assessing. Okay. So that leaves police and, do you want to do police and fire?
Yeah, I'm
instead?
sorry, yeah, I said.
Okay, and that leaves assessing for you.
Poor Katie and Nancy are going to be so upset.
I know. So we'll move on to the commissions then. Off the top half of that list, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 commissions there. Councilman Salcido? do you-
Chair, I have a suggestion. If we could, before we proceed on choosing liaisons. The school board was taken off. If we have the mayor to choose one of the boards that she's already on, whether it's CIC or DDA, then we could throw the school board back on.
Right, I have to be on those boards by charter.
Right, right. But if we add a school board liaison, that makes it uneven, the choices.
So I can pick up the school board liaison position. I can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I was looking at their meetings, and they're, on occasion, they're twice a month, but normally it's once a month, and they're really short.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just at one, so yeah.
Okay.
I have no problem doing that.
Thank you.
How about the DDA?
That's me.
Is that a choice?
Well, that's not on the beginning of the month reports. So the top ones there, Parks and Rec, Public Safety, Community Improvement, Dangerous Building Board, Historical Commissioner, Zoning Board of Appeals will automatically be Councilwoman Ross.
I'll stay with
Because
the Parks
she's the
and Rec.
liaison. Parks and Rec? Okay. Councilwoman Ross, you'll be on the ZBA, that'll be your pick for this round. Councilwoman Dupre.
Dangerous buildings.
Councilman Bear,
CIC.
Councilman Zor,
What's left?
He's on police and
Police and fire,
you want public safety?
please.
Okay. And that will leave the Historical Commission for Jason. Second half of the list, Councilman Salcido, library, planning, DDA, housing, EDC, or police and...
DDA.
Okay. Councilwoman Ross?
Housing Commission?
Councilwoman Dupre, you'll get the Planning Commission as your next pick. Councilman Bear?
Library Commission.
Councilman Zor, you get Police and Fire Retirement. And so that leaves,
EDC, right?
yeah,
Okay.
It's Nichols.
yep. Okay, so you want me to read them across to you, the way I have them, so you guys can make sure I have them right? So Mayor Tobin will be, the Department of Public Services is her department, and then the school board and your other two.
C and DDA.
Right. So Councilperson Salcido will do Parks and Rec as their department head, and then their commissions, his commission will be Parks and Rec and DDA. Okay? Councilwoman Ross is going to do the Finance Department, and then her commissions will be ZBA and Housing. Councilwoman Dupre will be the liaison to the Building Department, and then she will have Dangerous Building Board and Planning Commission. Councilman Bear will be the liaison to the CDBG Director and do CIC and the library. Councilman Zor will do Police and Fire as their department, and then Public Safety and the Police and Fire Retirement Commission. Councilman Nichols will do the assessing and the Historical Museum and the EDC as his commissions. Okay? I'll pretty that up and put it in the actual resolution.
And then it's
Send it out to you.
To the chair.
So,
I just wanted to make a quick comment, just if you didn't get a board, commission, or department head that you wanted, that all council members are always welcome to attend said board, commission meeting, or communicate with all of the
Always.
department head. We're not just restricted by this list.
This is right. We're going to do
no, now we need,
Support.
okay. Okay. You have any discussion?
Any discussions, any further discussion?
Okay. Councilpersons Ross?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes.
Okay. So chosen.
Okay, so I'm going to...
Should have already. Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do different this time that we haven't done in the past is if your meetings with your liaisons or your commissions are at the beginning of the month, at the second council meeting at the end of the month, when you do your council member comments, you're going to give a 1 to 2 minute report on your commissions or your department. So the other council members know what's happening with the commissions, and the public and the residents also know what's happening with the commissions. Up until now, nobody really knows what's going on unless they attend those meetings. And this way, we're going to be giving more information on the meetings and the commissions themselves. So we all know, and the public also knows what the commissions are doing. So just be prepared, just do a 1 to 2 minute statement on the meetings you're attending with your departments and your liaisons. Okay? You guys got it?
Yep.
All right, thank you. All right, where am I going now? 59.
9.
Okay, be it resolved that the Mayor and City Council hereby authorize Hennigy Engineers to complete design and construction service of earmarked lead and water service replacement project for $242,150,000, fully funded by earmark ARPA funds at no cost to the city. And I believe this is John's turn to come up.
I just want to correct the amount. It's $242,150.
Okay, thank you.
242 million. That's,
Yeah. That's a big one, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm right here.
Is everybody ready for this?
Does anybody want to move on that?
I'll move.
Support. John? Take it away, John.
Alrighty. Background on this one, lead service replacement, design and construction services. City of Lincoln Park received $2.5 million through the Eagle Earmark ARP Fund to replace lead services. The city received 11 bids, and you can see the 11 bids included, the low red is, wait a minute, I'm sorry. The planning, or the design for the lead services, planning and design, construction inspection, construction staking, construction AC, QC testing, construction administration, total of $242,150. Financial impact, the total earmark lead service replacement, HEI design and construction services, cost of $242,150 will be fully funded by earmark funds with no cost to the city. Recommendation is to recommend the mayor and council authorize Hennessy Engineering to complete the design and construction services for the earmark lead water service replacement program.
So moved. Support.
Okay, I already had him moved
Yeah.
on, but that's okay.
Mayor, would you like me to read the resolution?
I already read the resolution.
Yes, there's that.
Is there any discussion on this?
Call the roll.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Nichols?
Yes.
Dupre? Yes. Bear?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
My next item on the agenda, Hennessy Engineers, Inc. proposal for design and bidding services for the 2025 DW SRF water projects. Background, Hennessy Engineers submitted a DW SRF project plan to Eagle on behalf of the City of Lincoln Park. The project plan includes a replacement of water mains on 9 rows and a replacement of lead services in various locations based on the city's 5-year capital improvement plan. City of Lincoln Park will receive $6,900,600 for the water main and lead service lines replacement. The city is responsible for funding the remaining cost of the project, estimated at $4,619,400. Total project cost is $11,520,000. HEI is proposing to provide the engineering design, permitted specifications, project administration, staking, topographical survey, bidding of the 2025 DW SRF program at the cost of $552,400. Financial impact, the project cost for design and bidding services is $552,400, is fully funded by the 2025 DW SRF grant with no cost to the city. Recommendation is to recommend the mayor and council authorize Hennessy Engineers to complete the design and bidding services specified above for the 2025 DW SRF project.
Be it resolved that the mayor and city council hereby authorize Hennessy Engineers Incorporated to complete the design and bidding services for the 2025 DW SRF water projects. The project cost of $552,400 is fully funded by the 2025 DW SRF grant funding with no cost to the city.
So move. Support.
Clerk, any discussion?
Question? Through the chair. The 4 million that the city is responsible for, where is that going to come from?
So we are putting in for SRF funding. If for some reason we're not able to get that, we will have to look at selling bonds on the open market.
Okay,
But ideally, we'll get the funding from the state.
thank you.
Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilperson Zohr,
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes.
The next item, Hennessy Engineers, again, proposal for design and construction engineering services, 2025 retention basin improvements. Background on June 24th of 2024, the mayor and council authorized Hennessy Engineers and Fishbeck to inspect and evaluate the pumping and electrical at the retention basin. On that study, Hennessy and Fishbeck team is proposing to provide the equipment, procurement, design services, bidding services, and construction engineering services for the much-needed retention basin facility, plumbing and electrical improvements. Financial impact, the total cost for the proposed retention basin improvements not to exceed $1,650,000 is fully funded by ARP funds with no cost to the city. Recommendation is recommended the mayor and council authorize the Hennessy Engineering Fishbeck team to complete the design and construction engineering services specified in the attached proposal.
Be it resolved that the mayor and city council hereby authorize the Hennessy Engineer Fishbeck team to complete the design and construction engineering services for the 2025 retention basin improvements for a total cost not to exceed $1,650,000, fully funded by ARPA funds with no cost to the city.
So move. Support.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilperson Zohr,
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes.
The next item, recommendation of award for the 2024 ARP lead water service replacement. On behalf of the city of Lincoln Park, Hennessy solicited bids for the 2024 ARP lead water service replacement project. The project involved replacing 600 lead services lines, and the project is fully funded by ARP funds with no cost to the city. Below are the 10 bids received and opened on Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. The low red Brico was $4,190,000. The second is 5-star for $4,499,000. The next one is all-season underground construction, $4,593,000. And the rest I'm not going to mention. I'll let you read those. Brico Excavating has worked on many of the projects that Hennessy has done. They've also worked here in the city of Lincoln Park. Financial impact, the project cost is not to exceed $4,441,400, and this includes a 6% contingency to the base bid of $1,490,000 and will be fully funded by ARP funds with no cost to the city. Recommendation is recommend that mayor and council award Brico Excavating LLC the contract for the 2024 ARP lead water service replacement project.
Be it resolved that the mayor and city council hereby award Brico Excavating Company, LLC, the contract for the 2024 ARPA lead water service replacement project in the amount not to exceed $4,441,400. This includes a 6% contingency to the base bid of $4,190,000 and will be fully funded by ARPA funds at no cost to the city.
I'll move.
Support.
Any discussion?
Through the chair. Do we have an estimate on the timeline on how long this project will take to be completed?
That depends on the speed, but I would anticipate probably about 9 months,
9 months? That's
9 to 12 months.
a pretty good turnaround time.
Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Bear?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes?
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zohr?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes.
The next item, recommendation of award for earmarked lead water service replacements. Background, on behalf of the city of Lincoln Park, Hennessy Engineering solicited bids for the earmark water lead service replacement project. The project involves replacing 300 lead service lines, and project is fully funded by earmarked funds with no cost to the city. Below are 11 bids received and opened on Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. Five Star Energy Services, $2,253,000. The next low red is LGC Global, $2,332,564.88. The third low red is Intercity Contracting, $2,592,470, and there are a few after that. Five Star Energy Services LLC has worked on many projects with Hennessy Engineer, and their work is of excellent quality and is performed on a timely and within budget. Financial impact: the project cost is not to exceed $2,388,180. This includes a 6% contingency to the base bid of $2,253,000 and will be fully funded by earmarked funds with no cost to the city. Recommendation is to recommend Mayor and Council award the project to Five Star Energy Services LLC. The contract is for earmark lead water services replacement project.
Be it resolved that the mayor and city council hereby award Five Star Energy Services LLC the contract for earmarked lead water service replacement project in the amount not to exceed $2,388,180. This includes a 6% contingency to the base bid of $2,253,000 and will be fully funded by earmarked funds at no cost to the city.
Move.
Support.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Nichols?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
The next item on the agenda, recommendation of award for 2024 retention basin sanitary sewer pipelining. Background: on behalf of the city, Hennessy Engineering solicited bids for the 2024 retention basin sanitary sewer cure-in-place pipelining project. Below are 6 bids received and opened on Wednesday, November 27th of '24. Inland Water Pollution Controls, $1,539,900. In second low red, In Situ Forum Technologies USA, $1,759,420.74. The third low is Pipeline Management Company, $1,918,954. Inland Water Pollution Control is the lowest bidder for the project, and the bid amount of $1,539,900. Inland Waters Pollution Control completed many projects in different cities, including City of Lincoln Park 2020 sanitary cured-in-place pipeline in a timely manner and within budget. Financial impact: the project cost is not to exceed $1,632,294. This includes 6% contingency onto the base bid of $1,539,900 and will be fully funded by ARP funds with no cost to the city. Recommendation is recommended the mayor and council award the 2024 retention basin sewer cured-in-place pipeline to Inland Water Pollution Control, Inc.
Be it resolved that the mayor and city council hereby award Inland Waters Pollution Control Incorporated the contract for the 2024 retention basin sanitary sewer cure-in-place pipeline in the amount not to exceed $1,632,294. This includes a 6% contingency to the base bid of $1,593,900 and will be fully funded by ARPA funds at no cost to the city.
I'll move.
Support.
Any discussion?
Through the chair, I'm very happy to see these many no cost to the city, and we appreciate the work.
It is getting tiring giving these contracts out.
Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Ross?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
The next one on the agenda, recommendation of award for retention basin pumps and generator. On behalf of the city of Lincoln Park, Hennessy Engineers solicited bids for the recommendation of replacement of 6 pumps and a generator for the retention basin. One bid for the pumps and one bid for the generator was received and opened on Wednesday, December 6th of 2024. Kennedy Industries was the sole bid for the 6 flight pumps. The bid amount was $2,942,445. And the bid price did not include sales tax, which is required by the state. And the total cost for the pumps with the sales tax is $3,115,991.70. Energy System was the sole bid for the Kohler generator. The bid amount was $1,012,941.10, including sales tax. Financial impact, the cost of retention basin pumps is $3,115,991.70, and the cost of the generator is $1,012,941.10, and both are fully funded by ARP funds with no cost to the city. It is recommended the mayor and council award the purchases of the 6 flight pumps to Kennedy Industries for $3,115,991.70, and the Kohler generator to Energy Systems for $1,012,941.10.
Be it resolved that the mayor and city council hereby approve the purchase of the retention basin 6 flake pumps for $1,115,991.70 from Kennedy Industries for the Kohler generator for $1,012,941.10 from Energy Systems. ARPA funds fully fund the cost of the pumps and generator at no cost to the city.
So moved. Support.
Any discussion?
Is there any time frame on that? Because they were supposed to be redoing those pumps in the last 6 months or the last 4 months. They're supposed to be working on them.
If I could?
Yes, please.
We have repaired some of the pumps, but what we have found is because of the age of, let's call it the other 3 existing and the required pumpage that we need, that we're going to replace all 6 because we've got grant money to do so.
Awesome.
To the chair.
They will take a few months to acquire. I would guess probably 6 or 7 months.
I'm just dreading flooding.
We always do.
Concern.
And that's what we're trying to correct with replacing all these pumps, because recall, these pumps were installed approximately the mid-'80s.
Thank you.
Eric?
To the chair. We have also replaced pumps at the Lincoln Pump Station. Am I correct on that?
That's in Lincoln and Emmons are in process. They have not yet been replaced, but they are in process to be replaced.
Thank you. But we've already voted on that, correct?
Both those projects are under construction presently.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilperson Zohr?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes.
Right, the next item on the agenda. Authorization change order for Emmons and Lincoln Pump Station rehab project. We had a fuel release and attached is some of the remediation we have to do at Emmons. Background, after removal of the underground fuel tanks at Emmons testing was done and we found that we had a fuel release. So we had to provide that to the state of Michigan. Summary provided by Fishbeck is attached, describing the investigation, reporting, and collective actions needed to remediate services. Financial impact, the total estimated cost for Emmons Street Pump Station fuel release remediation is $26,800 and will be reimbursed by the state of Michigan at no cost to the city. It is recommended that the mayor and council approve the change order for the Emmons Street Pump Station fuel release remediation services of $26,800.
Be it resolved that the mayor and city council hereby approve the change order for the Emmons and Lincoln Pump Stations Rehabilitation Project Fuel Release Radiation Service for $26,800 to be reimbursed by the state of Michigan at no cost to the city.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion?
To the chair. John, I know you say after the closure report is submitted, after this very long process happens, do you suspect there will have to be any corrective action plans made for it?
This does include corrective actions at a cost of $26,800. We already know that we had a minor release. Everything has been submitted to the state of Michigan, and luckily, the city still had insurance with
Okay.
the state of Michigan to cover anything like this, but that process has already been started.
Okay, thank
We
you.
had to report that within 1 week of finding that release.
Hey, let's do the miscellaneous. Let's do that. Let me Any other discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Dupre?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Ross? Yes. Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
We have one last item that was not inclusive on the agenda, but it was handed out beforehand on the table. There's a copy there. Hennessy Engineers proposal for design, construction, and bidding services for the 2024 retention basin sanitary sewer cured-in-place pipelining. Background, City of Lincoln Park received ARP funds for the 2024 sanitary sewer rehab project, and it is required that all the allocations and be completed by December 31st of 2026. Mayor and council authorized Hennessy Engineers to provide design services and solicit bids, and now we're placing these costs in writing, requesting, authorizing them to proceed with design and construction services below. Design and bid, construction admin, and a total of $183,800. Financial services, the post-bid cost, design, construction, admin, and inspection project cost of $183,800 is fully funded by ARP with no cost to the city. Recommendation, Mayor and Council authorize Hennessy Engineers to complete the design and construction engineering services specified above for the 2024 retention basin sanitary sewer cured-in-place pipelining.
Be it resolved that the mayor and city council hereby authorize Hennessy Engineers Incorporated to complete and design and construct engineering services for the 2024 retention basin sanitary sewer cured-in-place pipelining project for a total cost of $183,800, fully funded by ARPA funds with no cost to the city.
So move. Support.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Zor?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me to stand up here so long.
Thank you, John.
Thank you for your work with the grant.
Nice job.
Nice job.
Good job, John, thank you.
Okay, moving on. Whereas the Parks and Recreation Department will be holding a special event on Saturday, July 11th, 2025 at 7 p.m. at the Lincoln Park Community Center, and whereas the Lincoln Park Exchange Club will be providing beer sales inside of the community center, the Exchange Club will be providing the special license application and liquor liability insurance. Resolved that the mayor and council approve the special event permit application for the special event to be held at the Lincoln Park Community Center on Saturday, January 11th, 2025 at 7 p.m.
Move.
Support.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilpersons Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Salcido?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin.
Yes.
Thank you.
And it's time for the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. So last month, we opened the bids for the new website design. So we received 10 bids back. We narrowed it down to 3, and we have completed the interviews with the 3 different companies. We ruled them by, we did a scoring system based on their experience with the municipalities. A lot of other factors went into it. So we did complete those 3 interviews, and I'm happy to say that I believe we have one selected, so that'll be coming to the council at the next meeting. As you know, many of the items John was requesting tonight were because we're under the restriction for December 31st for the ARPA funds. The website's one of those final pieces to that. So I will have a recommendation to council, but I think everybody's going to be very happy with the selection that we make. And then we'll be bringing in committees and getting everybody together once we start the actual design. And I'll go through that at a later date, but we are finally getting there. And then at the last meeting, it was mentioned about the leak detection program. So we do now have the 3 full-time employees in place. They have found a couple leaks, so we're continuing on. They're going through the training process and learning what to look for and how to look for it. So as we go through and develop the work plan on the leaks that they find, we'll address the leaks, hopefully find some large ones that we can address and get the water loss down. Ultimately, that's the goal. So they're off to a really good start, so I'm happy to say that we have found a couple leaks so far. And then the development at Dixon Southfield should be breaking ground here soon. I know everybody's anxious for that. Carson can probably provide some more detailed updates on that, but we are getting much closer. And then I just want to let everybody know DPS is out this week doing kind of a final street sweeping, trying to address some of the leaves that are still on the ground before the ground freezes again. So with these warmer temps, John said they were able to get them back out this week. So that's a good thing. And then a final reminder that yard waste did end the week of the 29th. I know some residents have continued to put it out. You can take your composting down to DPS if you need to get rid of it, but there's no regular scheduled pickup for that for the rest of the year until April. So, and that is all I have. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Through the chair. How's Priority doing?
It's much better. My understanding is they have all the cameras on the trucks now installed, so that's good. We don't have our portal up yet. That should be coming any time now. So, but the reports are significantly down. We still get a few here and there, but overall it's much better.
Good, thank you.
To the chair, in relation to priority, so without the portal, it's difficult to get tonnage reports, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So once that's up and running, we can actually see it on a regular basis, so that'll be nice. We can also do all of our reporting through there for any missed pickups, any issues that we have.
So we wouldn't have anything recent as far as that goes, right?
For the tonnage, I can request it and see what they can provide at this time. They should be able to provide it for sure, so I can request that, but once we get the portal up, we'll be able to see it ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
Through the chair, Your Honor. Lisa, in regards to priority, one last thing. In regards to damaged pickup containers, how is that moving in regards to?
So they have got, I don't know that they've gotten through the entire list. They've gotten quite a few of them replaced. They're supposed to be reporting back to us on what's left. I know they were having some issues getting some inventory, and I think they've captured a lot of those from the old provider, but they've been...
Color, or are they going to be...
Right now, they were trying to use up the old stash from GFL, and since we're not being charged for them, it's...
Thank you.
Good. You're welcome.
To the chair, I know you said we're not providing any more pickup for the leaf. But I've been driven around the city, and I can tell you there's a number of houses or residents that have bags sitting at the curb that have been out since Thanksgiving week.
So we have reported missed pickups, and I know John's been in contact with Paul on how addressing those. Anything after that, we may go out and do a special pickup for, which is typical this time of year. Depending on the weather,
Well, I was
sometimes
trying
there's
to get it
stragglers.
done before it rained
Yeah,
again.
we have in past years extended yard waste, but we do have to pay for that service, so we try to avoid that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? No. Okay. Well, move on to the department head. Carson, building department.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, esteemed members of the council and Madam Mayor. I'm Carson Clausen, your chief building official, and tonight what I'd simply like to do is deliver a brief recap of the building department's activities and highlights over the past year. The highlights include the completion of our new animal shelter this summer. This has been like long in the coming, and thanks to you, Hennessy Engineering, and many others here in the city, the result is something we can all be proud of. The mobile home park, I'm happy to share that permits are currently being applied for that will result in the removal of 26 abandoned and or dangerous manufactured homes. The intention is to redevelop this site in a manner that meets the requirements of not only the state, but also of our fire, police, and DPW directors. And with regards to the Historical Museum, this is a project that's recently been wrapped up. Through the efforts of our outgoing CDBG Director, Doreen Christian, and Monique Guerrero, recently brought on board, the much-needed partial restoration was completed just in time for the holiday trimmings to go up. The contractor actually went above and beyond the scope of work, and their efforts should last for many years to come. The 2100 Southfield project, or better known to us as the Sears site, building permits were already ready to issue, and actually the building permit for Chick-fil-A has already been issued, and that's created some buzz and excitement in the community. And I just, not in my prepared notes, but I did hear, I think from the city manager, Lisa Griggs, that was the potential owner of that site was already like looking forward to seeing how they could contribute and somehow and get engaged with the community. So that's also very exciting. Right now, the developer is close to securing all requisite permits that are outside of the purview of Hennessy Engineering, and that should be just around the corner. I stopped by the site today on my way to lunch at Charlie's, and I saw the gate was open, and I popped in there, and Ed, the field superintendent, was there. He shared that where the developer stands right now is apparently lining up what the cost is going to be for a particular contractor to come in to wrap up all of the demolition that needs to take place for everything underground. And so, you know, the hope is, and the expectation, is that permits will be cleared soon, and that, you know, the beginning of 2025, you'll see a whole lot of activity out there. And so that's very exciting. So through engineering and where we are right now, we're looking at like a phase one, pulling the trigger on phase one with regards to all the permits. And so outside of Chick-fil-A, phase one includes 2 small strip malls. The Chick-fil-A is going to be right on Southfield, just north of the bank that's there at the corner. Then there'll be 2 strip malls, and we'll see who all, you know, decides to go in there. But with Chick-fil-A anchoring the southern end of that, or sorry, the corner end of that by the bank, and then there's a Tommy's Express car wash anchoring the other end. I think that that's going to drive a lot of interest, is what I've been hearing from the developers and the construction manager so far. There's been a whole lot going on with regards to that site and some other projects, and so, you know, the successful integration of our new planning consulting team is helping, you know, this department actually run much more smoothly and coordinate quite well with Hennessy Engineering as well. With regards to building department revenue, that's part of the handout that I included, you know, for each of you. We're up last year right now over $80,000 with still 2 weeks to go. And so far, the department revenue for 2024 is just over $1.3 million. And that takes us now to like the inspections performed. And I'm actually going to do some more comparison with regards to other communities, but I can say that this is a particularly active community. There's a lot going on at that building department counter. We've had close to 7,000 building inspections done this year, 739 electrical, 565 mechanical, and then the plumbing, the rental, and the code enforcement, as you can see, going on. Now, the code enforcement so far will be in excess of 2,400, probably close to 2,500 code enforcement touches and activities this year. And I will be digging a little bit more at the year end with regards to the granular data that I'm happy to provide each of you with regards to what falls within that umbrella of the code enforcement data. Now, on that other side of the handout that I gave you, someone in my company pulled together the BSNA information along with a GIS map. And for those of you that may not have gotten the email, this is much more impressive, quite frankly, when you have it in your computer and you can zoom in. But it gives you an idea of the properties that we've touched with regards to all of our code enforcement efforts. And those are the combined efforts of my team as well as the code enforcement officers that work directly with the city or for the city. And so the green, blue, and red, those respectively constitute the closed, open, with resolutions in progress, and also the opens that are at various stages. So there's a whole lot of activity there. Off to the left, you see the big red items. That right now includes the Sears, which will soon all be cleared, and then the Dix Highway Mobile Home Park, and then the Myers as well off on the left. So, we'll dig in a little bit more about that, and after the year end, I'll be providing much more detailed reports with regards to all the activities of the building department. With regards to, let's see where we are, commercial signage. We've captured some 300 non-compliant signs within BSNA. Over 150 of those have been disputed. They've disputed our enforcement efforts, and some of these are at various stages of enforcement. Some of them are actually in court. Well over 100 so far have been brought into compliance, and again, all the final numbers with regards to these efforts will be available, shortly after year end. With regards to businesses and the certificates of occupancy, we've got over 750 businesses captured within BSNA right now. And in 2021, less than half of those businesses were in compliance. They had no C of Os. Today, over 90% of our businesses possess a valid certificate of occupancy, and we still have ways to go to get that to 100%, but we will. Code enforcement for 2025, quite frankly, I'm excited to say that the efforts that are currently underway are really designed to improve code enforcement efforts across the board. And what I mean by that, code enforcement it's a number of things. You have, police and fire enforcing what they enforce. On the building side, right now we have got things separated into, let's say we've got commercial code enforcement issues. We've got residential code enforcement issues such as, blight, rat harborage, abandoned buildings, that kind of thing. And so, right now, one of the measures we're going to be making is to just make the mayor, the city council, all just regularly aware of how these projects are tracking in terms of efforts, I should say. And so those of you that have expressed particular interest in residential blight and property maintenance issues, starting in January, we'll be delivering monthly reports to each of you that will reflect our collective efforts to stamp out particularly troublesome properties. So also in conclusion, I'd just like to say for roughly 7 months I've been working with you on behalf of the city's needs and desires and efforts, as your building official. And I've enjoyed getting to know many of you, as long as, getting to know the community as well. It's a large, very active community. I don't know everybody and everything yet, but, I'm embracing that challenge. And so whatever it is that I and my team can do, for you and for the city and for our residents, and also for the developers, the contractors, and, the residents applying for permits, I'm more than willing to, do whatever needs to be done to, satisfy, the high level of requirements and expectations that the city has. So that being said, if there are any recommendations or improvements of services that me, my team, my company can provide, I'm more than happy to do that. And I'm also looking forward to working with, the city code enforcement officers this year in a much more active manner to really help, bring in and try to help control and manage, what's happening with the residential side of code enforcement requirements. That being said, feel free to contact me anytime. Many of you already have email, text. I'm as responsive as I can be. I try to get back to everybody as, time allows, and I hope that that's a quick turnaround time generally. And whatever it is I can do to, satisfy the needs and, bring things up next level for 2025, I'm willing to hear whatever your recommendations are and implement them. So that being said, thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Do you have any questions?
Through the chair, just one quick question, Carson, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
The carpet shop, I think it's called Value Carpet on Moran and Ford Street.
Sure.
I haven't seen no activity there lately. Do you have a quick update, what's going on over there?
I can definitely find out, because I know I've got like a saved voicemail from him being very happy in terms of like what's going on.
Oh, then if you don't know offhand.
Okay, good. Yeah. So that's Ali, so let's find out what's going on there. Happy to answer that.
Carson, to the chair.
Sure.
For the Sears project, when you say strip malls, would that be the business condos that we have heard a lot about?
Well, no, between, the answer is, no, not business condos.
Okay.
No, the Phase 2 involves like a 4-story hotel. And so, between the Chick-fil-A and the Tommy's Express Car Wash, to me, there's like, I'm looking at white box buildings that to me traditionally are simply the kind of strip malls you go out, in terms of business condos.
Okay. We've just heard that term a lot in relation to this project.
Got it. And so for me, all I've heard, quite frankly, perhaps it's something that our planners have been engaged with, along with, Hennessy. But for me, it's been like the building box, like the white box build-outs for the projects. So I'm happy to learn about the building condos, so.
Mayor, if I can, I think they have been referred to in that term. It's the same thing, essentially.
Got it.
Some refer to it as condos, some have referred to it as the retail center.
I'm going to have to relook at everything then, because it seems like you're going to be sleeping in there, so, but all that being said, we'll get to the bottom of it, so. Anything else? All right, thank you again very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, what's next? Okay, at this time, we'll go into citizen communications. Does anybody want to come up and speak to this body? You'll have 5 minutes. And please state your name.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Clifford Eberts. I've been up here before. And first, I just wanted to say congratulations on your winning the election as mayor. You are the second female mayor we've had in the history of our city, so I do want to send congratulations for that. That is amazing. Second of all, I've been out of circulation for a while. About a week and a half ago, I was hit with a mini stroke, so I wasn't able to make it to the last meeting. But I've been keeping up on things. White Street from Ferris down to River Drive. I was wondering if there's any updates on when they're going to start that project or finish it, because it looks like they started grading the street down and then left it, and no signs of any other activity as far as repaving the street and getting it where it's not so bumpy, where you don't tear up your suspension driving through. So if anybody can see if that's on the list, if that's scheduled to be redone, something, any word on it. And also, the police were out this last weekend selling newspapers for the Goodfellows, so if you see them out, make sure you give a generous donation to them. They work their butts off out there in the cold and in the rain, and dodging traffic from the freeway and from Dix Avenue and other intersections to make sure no child goes without a Christmas. So make sure you support the police department and the Goodfellows in their enduring efforts to help kids have a good Christmas and dinner on the table at their family's home. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Come on up.
Madam Clerk, may I pass these to you? Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Council.
My name is Sylvia Orduno. I'm a longtime community organizer here in Southeast Michigan. I also happen to work for a local coalition that has been working on statewide water affordability, and that's what I'm sharing with you here tonight. I'm really glad to hear the report that was given here about all of the amazing work that's being done to improve the city's infrastructure and remove lead service lines and all those important things to make sure that residents here have safe, clean drinking water. One of the things that's been a persistent problem, though, is how to get it paid. And so all of these grants that have been available right now because of federal funding that's come through, very much tied to impacts from the pandemic, are really important and critical, but we know that they're short-lived. And that we're still going to be very much in a place in many of our local communities about how to pay for all this infrastructure as the infrastructure needs continue and the costs continue to go up. And so what we've been doing with many local residents and working with local governments and water departments is trying to find a way to make it so that every local community doesn't have to figure out how to come up with a program to help its most vulnerable customers. We've been doing that already in many places, and a lot of communities just said, look, it's cost prohibitive, it's a lot of administrative work, and it would actually make more sense if there was something at the state level. Many of you are familiar that there's already a Michigan Energy Assistance Program that helps customers with, low-income customers with their energy bills, but we don't have any kind of parity like that for water. And it's a different sort of thing because the federal government also provides LAHEAP dollars to energy companies, but those of us that, or those of you that are running water departments don't have a way in order to be able to get support for customers when they get behind on their bills. And we know that during the pandemic, at least 800,000 households in the state of Michigan got behind in their water bills, and that built up a lot of arrearage that was worrisome to the bottom line for a lot of local governments, but it was also very worrisome to these low-income customers because they were like, not only did I lose my job or my hours were cut during the pandemic, but now I've got these water bills that have been piling up. And so what we've been trying to do is talk to state legislators and say, look, we've got to come up with an alternative here, something that actually recognizes that this is a dual problem at the household level and the water provider level, and say, look, how can we make it so that we can find a way that low-income households pay what they can afford to pay, because all people want to pay. If you've ever known a household that had their water disconnected because they couldn't pay, it's an awful situation. It's embarrassing, humiliating, and it's very undignified because people are trying to manage going to work, going to school, without the ability to just maintain basic hygiene, right? Flush toilets and be able to, drink water, medications, all those things that you're aware of. But it also creates burden for local utilities, right? When you can't collect, and so what are you going to do? You're going to have to exercise your options of disconnections or putting money onto property liens, and that's not good for anybody. And so what we've been working on here is statewide water affordability, as I noted. I wanted to share in particular data that we've been working on with some consultants that show the need in the 20 highest communities that have the greatest need. Downriver here is listed as number 7 on the back side, and then the paper right behind it actually shows a more concentrated view of downriver communities. So Lincoln Park, being in the north downriver area, would actually receive the biggest benefit for residents who participate in the program, pay no more than 3% of their bill, and then the water providers are compensated for the balance difference. So you don't lose out by people being able to pay a lower bill. The state-funded program would be able to pay for that, so you would still be made whole. There's a lot of support for this, and you'll see that on one of the documents here, it's got logos of a lot of statewide organizations. There was a press conference, you'll have that in your packet there, that shows strong support among many legislators as well as statewide organizations, including the area agencies on aging. They noted that lots of seniors on fixed incomes are really struggling with water bills in particular. This would actually be something to help protect these low-income seniors. It's also bipartisan, so for folks that are thinking that this is just something that's only coming from one side. And then just lastly, in lame duck right now, these bills are being discussed very, very much so, but we're short of some votes. And I must be honest with you when I say that it's been a struggle for your State House representative that serves Lincoln Park, to feel that he's got the support from his local governments in order to be able to take the vote. He knows the need exists, but he doesn't want this to feel as, again, it's a partisan issue, or that the issues that people are afraid of, that they can't pay their bills, or that
Sorry, your
costs are going to go up.
5 minutes is up now.
Okay.
Thank you.
And so, anyway, there's more information in your packets if you want to see them, and I put my contact information on the back, too. Thanks
you.
very much.
Is there anybody else like to address us? Please come up.
Hello, Council. Marcel Smith. First of all, I want to say congratulations on the win. And I am the one that reached out to Lisa and Eric this week, the future owner-operator of the Chick-fil-A. And I look forward to just serving alongside you all. Wanted to come in person, kind of learn about the initiatives that you all are working on and working towards, and how I can be a support and kind of come alongside you all. And just thank you for your service, what you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Welcome. Is there anybody else that'd like to address us? No? Then this time we'll go to comments of the council or reports. President Salcido.
Council, Mayor Tobin, I will pass tonight, thank you.
Okay. Lillian Ross, would you like to make some comments?
I would. Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to start with just letting you know of some schedule meeting changes. The Police and Fire Pension Board for 2025 has changed their day to the second Wednesday of the month, still at 10 a.m., still here at Council Chambers, but it will be the second Wednesday of the month. Schedule change for the EDC. There is no meeting tomorrow. No meeting tomorrow. And the Housing Commission as well has no December meeting scheduled. And then I did want to mention that the Goodfellows No Child Without a Christmas box is downstairs in the lobby. So if you have a donation, that would be much appreciated. This is for you. Those are the meeting dates for the Historical Commission.
Well, thank you, Lillian.
You are welcome. I do have a couple of things from the Historical Commission. The Historical Commission is doing a Dine to Donate fundraiser scheduled for March the 4th. This is what the flyer will look like. It is at Texas Roadhouse. I wanted to show this to you because the museum needs your support. It will be from 3 to 10, again, Tuesday, March the 4th. The museum gets a 10% donation that night. I believe you have to show the flyer. We'll let Councilman Nicholas tell us later if you can show that on your phone. Other important information from the museum. Thursday, May 8th, save that date. That is the annual Historical Society's annual fundraising dinner. And then the Saturday, December 28th, is the last day for the year for the museum to be open. They will be closed in January. However, on Saturdays in January at 1 p.m. on the 4th, on the 11th, and on the 18th, there will be garden classes held there if you are interested. We were invited to the holiday market at Mixter School. They actually had an open house, and so they had a couple holiday market Fridays. We've missed one, but December the 13th, this Friday, will be their last holiday market at Mixter School, and that will be Friday from 9:30 to 2 p.m. So they have a lot of nice things. Don't forget, they have the doggy peanut butter biscuits that are, my dog loves. I know that those would make good stocking stuffers. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Tracy?
The holiday season is upon us, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving and a chance to attend our tree lighting ceremony this past weekend. This time of year can be stressful. Try to take time to relax and not let this season become overwhelming. Please celebrate safely. Good night and God bless.
Jason Bear?
Yes, I attended the Library Commission meeting last week, and they're in the early stages of planning some 100-year anniversary event, and they do have kind of a unique situation right now. The eCourse Library has temporarily closed, so they are receiving more residents from eCourse, and they are taking library card applications from eCourse residents, giving them eCourse provided library cards on a temporary basis. They are keeping an eye out as far as duration of time. The library director does not know what the situation is at the eCourse library other than they have announced it's closing. And, our library continues to see a lot of activity, but nothing that they can't handle. And, the holiday season is upon us. I hope everyone gets to enjoy them. Fantasyland is in full effect right through Christmas Eve. And have a blessed holiday season all. Thank you.
Jason Nichols?
Your
No,
friend
I'm
Eric.
sorry, Eric. Eric Zorn, I am so sorry.
As liaison to the school, since this is my last one, giving a report for them, the Board of Ed liaison, public school buildings are now certified My Heart Safe, which means that you walk into any of the buildings, they have a plan. If a heart event, a cardiac event takes place, they have a plan, a procedure, and people, a group to help you. They also have, they perform at least one emergency cardiac event per year. I don't know when that is, they didn't give me that date, but they do it once a year, at least. Also, the high school thespian troupe won a prestigious national award, one of 3 programs across the country to receive the award. Thank you to Jeffrey Kopp for his work with the theater. Corewell Health Trenton provided on-the-job internships, and we had certain students graduate for the first time from that program. And that was Eli Carpenter, Luke Mark, Daniel Muratara, and Paul Worth. They are the first graduating class in that program. Nicole Chubb, Catherine Mathy Special Education Leadership Award for launching Project Search, peer-to-peer program, and helped launch the Unified Sports and Downriver League. And with that, I'm going over to the assessors. The assessors has been working hard. They have all files in one place right now. They have assembled MapSafe to be able to help with our archives. They also, they're doing canvases now, personal property exemptions, property, it's required by law, and they've done business to business. And also, they're doing the land values at this time. And that's all I have, other than to have a safe and happy month so far. Thank you.
Thank you. Jason?
Good evening, everybody. Just a couple things. The Hands of the City had our library fundraiser last weekend. We ended up donating $580 to the library. So thanks for everybody that came out, everybody that had a table out there. Maureen Tobin, our mayor, she came out and said hi, had a little bit of fun. So Jason was there with me. It's always a good time. We got a lot of vendors showed up. You know, I felt bad because Nicole had to work on her day off, but you know, it's okay. She was buying books with the money she already received, so. Kids will have more books. Also, again, as Jason Bear mentioned, Fantasyland is in full swing. If you guys looking for something fun, kids of all ages, grown-ups, going down there. It's $2 a person at the door, $5 for a picture with Santa. We actually had a couple siblings that were in there the other day while I was volunteering, and they had taken a picture about 10 years ago, and they came back and they're like, hey, this would be kind of cool, so we forced them into taking that picture again. So, you know, it's just a good time. You know, come see Santa, take some pictures, relive some memories, make new memories. That's what it's all about. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Everybody drive safe, stay safe, and thank you for everybody for all your hard work out there.
I just want to say I did go to the library fundraiser, and it was really great because I got a lot of stocking stuffers. It worked out really well. That and Fantasyland is great. Please go down there. And I just realized we never give Lisa a chance to say anything. Is there anything you'd like to say tonight before we go?
On the spot.
The Christmas tree lighting was beautiful.
Okay.
You caught me off guard there.
I'm pretty good at that. Okay, so I just want to say thank you. Be safe. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and enjoy that holiday shopping because it's so much fun out there right now. Thank you, everybody. And with that, I'll move to adjourn.
Support.
Clerk, call the roll.
Councilperson Salcido?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Bear?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Zor?
Yes.
And Mayor Tobin?
Yes.